In an open game, there are tons of potential moves a queen has on the board. However, when we surround the queen by a bunch of pieces, its options are now limited. How can it defend itself? Well, the short answer is it can't. And we capture a queen right there. One also needs to be careful with the queen in that it does not allow itself to get pinned to the king in any spot or situation. Now let's walk through 5 games where we exploit our opponent misplaying their queen. Queen is a very valuable piece, and I typically don't like to bring it out unless I have a way of getting a mate. We're playing as black. White decides to bring up the queen here. I don't even bring up the bishop to defend. I don't
Check.
take. Okay, so I mean, White's queen has some space, but there are problems with this position, and White makes a big mistake here by falling back to d4. And the reason for that is, well, we can attack, and we're using our queen as a defensive piece. We're using it to defend multiple pieces. If we were under pressure, we might have to bail at some point. But the queen's value goes up as there's more space. So we're going to play rook to d8, and that threatens queen. So queen gets out of the way, and check that. And at that point, White decides to resign because, what do you do here? If you're going to be down a lot of material, and we can still... Actually, that's not even the... Yeah, that works. But anyway, White resigns in that spot right there. White has in this position all its pieces clustered, and black cannot castle, so we're going to go with knight d5, threatening the queen. Queen moves out of the way as expected. Now we're going to go ahead and take with the bishop. Okay, here's where the trap comes in play. Black forgets the knight is defended by the bishop, so we're going to go ahead and pressure with a rook. Black decides to take, and oops. But that's a good example of how, if you have your pieces clustered, you can create a lot of pressure and take away space from your opponent in those spots and force errors like that. From this position here, we could take the queen with the bishop if the knight moves. The knight can't move. So we put the rooks together. We face some pressure on our queen. We're going to back our queen up. And now we have to back our bishop up. But now we have a move here. And basically, we can check with the bishop, and White has to move its king. If White captures with the knight, it's in trouble.
Check.
And that trap sometimes works. In that case, it worked pretty good right there. In this game right here, Black decides to bring out its queen on the third move. Now, I'm fairly good at defending, probably because I've had the computer tear me apart. I'm pretty sure they're going for the e4 pawn. So I decided to play the knight out to defend it. Okay, they got a counter for that. That's fine. Let's bring the bishop out to defend it. Idea here is to kind of condense the position and have a lot of thrust up the middle. Okay, I've decided to bail on the g2 pawn here after thinking it over, and set to get the bishop there. Again, covering the position. Okay, bishop comes through. I decided to give up my bishop here in exchange for the bishop, but I got the bishop, but I gave up another piece. So I'm actually down material here. Gonna have to pull the rook in. Okay, so it looks like Black is in good shape.
Queenside castling.
Maybe with another move or two they are. They take the free pawn. I make the mistake of playing rook to g1. I think e1 is better. Okay. So decide to go with rook to e1, setting up a trap, which I should have set up the move before. And this trap should be obvious right here. If you'll notice, we have a queen, and Black's queen is undefended. All we need to do is make a discovered check. Black doesn't catch it. Now we can put the bishop wherever we want. I opted to go for bishop takes b6, and at that point, Black resigns because, okay, what do you do? If you defend with a rook, well, we still have that, and the queen, of course, is exposed once Black moves out of the way. So this position is interesting. Decided to play the h-pawn and attack. Okay, after some thought, decided to give up the knight. And the reason for that is they're going to take with the pawn, not the queen, because we have a rook. So now we can check with the rook.
Check.
Rook is defended by the pawn. Now we play queen to d3, and this is important because Black doesn't catch this. There's a reason for that. We want to defend f5. And again, Black doesn't catch it. We're going to protect the pawn there. I probably should have gone for the pen right away, so I make a mistake there. But we get lucky they take. I didn't make the mistake later. There's the pen right there.
Check.
There goes the queen.
Check,
And
check,
there,
check,
it's a
check.
long game. Again,
Check.
you know, material-wise, this might be even. So as long as we
Check.
get the position tight,
Check. Check. Check.
we'll come
Check.
with a victory, which we
Check.
end up doing.
Check.
We catch
Check.
Black right here. Black makes a mistake of moving its bishop. And we catch it.
Checkmate.
And that's it right there.